Hello, BeerNative fans, or beer fans generally. My name is Steve Jagger. This is another BeerNative beer review, and as part of my, let's say, Dry January series, I'm going to be reviewing a series of alcohol-free beers throughout the month of January. It's a dry-ish January, let's say, because I will put the odd, let's say, interesting beer in there. I'm not going totally dry. Today, I'm going to be reviewing one that I have been saving for quite some time. And it is by Northern Monk. I can just put back the image, the thumbnail. There it is. Super Stredge Low Alcohol IPA, 0.5%. Is it as good as their other beers? I don't know. I got this one in my Patron Society box from December. The same box that if you look at my, say, 3 reviews ago, I reviewed the Quad IPA. Yeah, 12.5% Quad IPA. I felt they justified putting a low alcohol or 0.5% alcohol beer into the box because they'd put that 12.5 absolute behemoth in the box, and it was absolutely amazing. A great beer to end the year on, which is what it was. So we're going to start the year on the complete flip side, and we're going to go for Super Stredge. Let's take a quick look at Northern Monk. Let's learn a little bit more about them. I usually go through all the breweries just so you get familiar with them. They've been a pretty popular, almost favorited, I guess, brewery on the show. So I really should do less and do more unique beers and breweries throughout 2021. I think throughout 2021, I've learned my lesson, and I've just been going with beers that just cross my path. But now I'm going to be seeking out new breweries. If you do, by the way, have a brewery you'd like to see me order a bunch from and do for a week, then throw it down in the comments. I'd really be interested in seeing that. So this is Northern Monk, and I went straight to the brewery part of their webpage. This is the original brewery at the old Flax store, and that's where the Quad IPA was brewed. You can tell the beers that are designed from that store because they say OFS on them. And this is the more modernized Sydenham Road Brewery. They've been around since 2014. They have a subscription service that I think is really good, and they're certainly worth looking into if you check out their shop. You can find all sorts of delicious options. I actually reviewed Dark Side of the Moob recently, so yeah, I've done a little bit too much Northern Monk lately. If we look at the site for what we're going to be reviewing today, it is, well, let me just shrink it down a little bit. It is, I seem to have cropped the image a little bit, but you can get the idea. There it is, dead center, Super Stredge, Northern Monk, 0.5%. It's a 0.5% version of what they says. Roughly, you can see, it's hard to see on the screen, not just because it's cropped a little bit for some weird reason, but Striding Edge. So let me bring this back. And let's go back to the beer cam. So there it is on the beer cam. It was totally focused like 2 seconds ago. That's the one we're going to have. It's Super Stretch, but I also have Striding Edge. That's the one which is only at 2.8%. And this camera is driving me a little bit batty. There it is. Hazy Light IPA. And it's got tropical, refreshing citrus on it. So at some point I'll probably review that because I think it's worthy of driest January. But for today we're going to be having this sort of tropical bomb here. It does say on it, if I can find it, there it is, Citra, Mosaic, and Cascade hops. So there we go. Let's put it back to here with a little ticker. And if you want to follow me, by the way, feel free to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all those things. There's all the details just below. But Super Stretch. So I'm excited about this because I've done 2 reviews today. If you look at the past review, I did a lager from Lucky Saint, and it was claiming to, try to be a lager that wasn't so easily, was improving upon generally alcohol-free generally, and it was trying to, it stated it in a lot of research, and this was going to be different. I was very excited, and I really, beforehand, I wasn't that excited afterwards. It's okay. This I really am excited about as well. So I'm really starting with 2 heavy hitters, one from the lager and one from the ale side, to see if I can find something that I would maybe want to stick with. I do have, that's worth introducing again. I think I have 30 different alcohol-free beers behind me. Crazy, right? I didn't even know there were that many. So I don't know if I'm going to get to all of them, but I'm going to get to as many as I can throughout January. Citra, Mosaic, and Cascade. These, if you're familiar with IPAs and you're looking for something that suits your tastes, that's going to make you happy. That's going to excite you because those are hops that are standards for big tropical, big grapefruit, big orange hits, and a little bit of a piney finish to try and draw that bitter along for a nice kind of slow burn refreshment. So that those are usually boosted. And I think a lot of people, when they're talking about IPAs these days, they really prefer things in the 6.57% because the alcohol really pushes and elevates those flavors. So it'll be interesting to see how they accomplish it with a super stretch. Okay, so enough chit chat. Let's crack in. Just give a little smell of the can, actually. Okay, out of there, I would not know it was alcohol free, but that's because the advantage of heavily hopping a beer is that the alcohol is not going to change the nose. You're going to get this beautiful tropical citrus coming out of it. Definitely a little bit of grapefruit as well. Pretty nice. Oh my God, it looks like water coming out of coming out of the can. That's like the wateriest thing I've ever seen pour into a glass. Put that behind me. Look at that. I got to go back to the beer cam so you can just see. Is it hazy? So the Striding Edge claimed to be a hazy low alcohol, not 2.8% alcohol. So like a session. This is almost yellow. Like, look at that. It's, yeah, wow. I'm advertising Seven Brothers unintentionally. Look at it. It is a little hazy, but it's almost like it looks like some squeezed a lemon into some water, and there's a bit of just lemon kicking around there. Like, it's not golden orange, it's not amber, it looks like lemon. But a nice sustaining head though. Not bad, right? All right, let's get rid of the ticker. That's annoying. If it's annoying me, it's going to be annoying you. So let's just give it a whiff. Still smells amazing. If I just could just sit here and smell it, I'd be happy, but we're going to have to try and drink it. That's how we go. Wow. Okay, so not only does it look like lemon, it tastes like lemon. So this is where I think alcohol really helps the hops, really carries it. Very subtle pine. And nothing that gives you that sort of chewing on the cedar, maple, not quite maple, pine needles in your mouth. Really, really gentle. Have another go. So entirely inoffensive is probably, again, where we're going. A little bit like the Lucky Saint. I think where the Lucky Saint was going with a very, very lightweight malt profile and hardly any of that sort of yeasty, lagery niceness that I would like to get out of a lager. This is just really gently giving you some light grapefruit. I'm getting more lemon and very slight tropical. But it's nice. It's not, there's nothing that booms. You know, people say juice bombs, fruit bombs. None of that. This is just a super subtle. I would even say that they've really almost avoided, I want the malt. Like, you can tell by the color, it looks almost like they took a super extra pale malt and then even then didn't put that much in. I have a text message. Yeah, try one more. Okay. Well, let's rate it up. Bring the can back. Wrong can. Super Stredge. Let's take a quick look at a nicer photo of the can. Low alcohol IPA, 0.5% with Citra, Mosaic, and Cascade hops. And the art is great. I mean, it's a typical Northern Monk can. There's nothing particularly special about it, though, because if you look at the difference between the Striding Edge and it's just more like a tint. So it's just kind of own branded. What I do like is that on this can, they tell you the hops. What I find super annoying about already, you're getting my beefs already. What I find annoying, I find it annoying when they make an alcohol-free beer and they feel that because it hasn't got whatever, it's not an alcohol beer, that there's no need to put the same effort in. Let's not bother telling you the hops. Let's not tell you the malts. A beer, there's breweries who traditionally would give you all that detail. And then they make an alcohol-free one that it's just like, whatever, here you go. You know, it's like a token gesture. And they don't give you any detail. And I think I'm going to give them points for the fact that they have the hops right on the can. They don't even have the hops on that one, which is supposed to be the big brother. But on the alcohol-free one, they do. So I really like that, even though the art's a bit boring. So I'm going to boost them up to a 4 for art and for packaging. That's probably a packaging point. So I'll go 4 on packaging, 3 on art, and they'll get a 7. Okay, it looks very craft ale. A little bit of additional detail. They actually have the same information about the brewer. It's interesting to see that they call by name Ben Barkley as I think it's the brewer. He's on both. So it's good to see consistency there. You get to see behind the curtain of what happens at Northern Monk. So I really like their transparency. So that's just starting off with a 7. Accuracy, well, they're going for a low. They didn't say it was a boom. Yeah, I give them a 3 on accuracy. It's not, do they say super tropical? Citrus and tropical and refreshing. Yeah, it's definitely. So the other one says juicy. Oh, it does say different things on the Striding Edge or Stredge. By the way, that's what it stands for. And super Stredge. One says citrus, tropical, and refreshing, and the other one says hazy, tropical, and refreshing. Okay, so slightly different methods there. So yeah, I'll give it that. Maybe in terms of accuracy, it is basically hop water. And it is refreshing. I'll give them that. So again, it's another summer drink, but it's a little bit more appealing to me because probably just personal preference. That's the kind of beers I like, right? Is tropical, yummy, hoppy beers. So it's going to do okay. I might just go 6 because it's a bit, I think it could have been better. I think that it could have been a little bit more malty. And that gets them up to a 13 though. And I would give it a 7 out of 10. I think it was all right. That gives it a 20. It's a 3.33 for an alcohol-free beer. So I think that's pretty good. So there we go. Northern Monk. Super Stredge, 0.5% alcohol, Citra, Mosaic, and Cascade hops. It is light, hoppy, and refreshing, and incredibly, incredibly pale. Look at that. Slightly hazy, but looks almost like someone just squeezed a lemon into there, and tastes a little bit like somebody squeezed a lemon in. I think that's probably would be my only, I guess would be protest, would be that how much does it cost for a can like that? Let me just take a quick look while I'm filming this, and if I can find it quickly, I will show you. Something I'm not a huge fan of on Northern Monk is how hard it is to find things on their website if you just want to buy a beer, and it's not the easiest thing to find. You can find information about the beers, but you cannot find out how to buy the darn things, and there isn't a search. Super Stredge. Let's see if we can find it somewhere else. For sale. If I can't, because would you want to pay, let's say it was £5. Would you want to pay that much? You probably wouldn't, would you? Because if it's just a lemon squeezy, then it's not really worth it. Okay, let me just show you what I just looked at here. So here's Beer Merchants, Northern Monk Striding Edge. This is the 2.8. It's only £2.80. That's not too bad for a can that big of a 2.8. So that's pretty good. That's a good start. If they have the super Stredge, what's going on? Why doesn't their search work? Well, that's not very user-friendly, is it? Then we're in luck. If not, there it is. Okay, 225. Would you spend 225 on a can of kind of citrusy lemony water? I don't know. That's where I think it really struggles for me. Is it value? So you can decide for yourself. I'm not going to necessarily rate value. I'm just trying to get a hold of good beers. It is a nice, light, super light IPA. So we're going to leave it at the 3.33, 20 out of 30, and call it there. Thanks for watching. My name is Steve Giguere. You can follow me in all these places. Please subscribe, hit the button. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, of course. And that will be it for the second of the Dry January series of alcohol-free-ish beers. And thanks for watching.